So when you're making your brine, what you want to do is get your water just below boiling. First thing you want to do is add a cup of sugar, 3/4 cup salt, and you just have the water hot just so the salt will dissolve. A tablespoon of pepper, and finally a tablespoon of cayenne. So next thing what I want to do is I usually want to inject the chicken with the brine. You just go under the skin and you can actually see it swell up as you inject brine into it. So now we're going to make the rub. The recipe calls for 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup soy sauce, 2 tablespoons onion powder. The recipe doesn't call for it, but we're going to do a tablespoon of garlic powder too. 2 tablespoons cayenne pepper, 2 teaspoons paprika. The recipe calls for 1½ teaspoons black pepper, but we'll do 2. A teaspoon of dried oregano, and a teaspoon thyme. Now we'll just give this a little stir. What I like to do is basically just cover the whole piece, make sure the rub comes in contact with it everywhere, and I even try to get some underneath the skin a bit, just so it stays there throughout the whole cooking process. So I like to soak my hardwood about an hour or so before I'm ready to smoke. Just kind of makes it stay there a bit longer and burn slower. What we're going to do is we're just going to place the hardwood at different times on the snake. And what that ends up giving you is smoke at different times. Nice consistent smoke. This just makes for easier cleanup. So you want to let these burn till almost 3/4 of them or so, till they start getting charred or even burned all the way through. We're getting pretty close. And the key is you don't want any of the charcoal touching any of the other stuff that hasn't lit yet. Alright. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the water bowl. We'll let this grill cook off and we'll give her a good cleaning. At this time, you also want to set your vents. You should be able to get pretty good temperature just using some air out of one of the vents. The top one always stays wide open. You never want to restrict that. As you can see, temperature is rising already. So what I use to keep my chicken moist while I'm cooking is a mixture of 3/4 apple juice and 1/4 of vegetable oil. And what you want to do is just give it a good shaking. Or you want to leave gaps between all the chicken so you can get good airflow through there and it cooks evenly. Spray the chicken every half an hour or so. Keeps it moist. What you want is like a nice light colored, like bluish smoke coming off here. You don't want like a thick white. That's too much smoke. So here we got the finished product. Beautiful color to it, really beautiful smoky smell coming off of it. And when we cut into this, you'll just see the juices just flow right out. Look at the color of this bird. Look at the juice. This thing is cooked to perfection. It's gorgeous. That is so good.